The room was quiet except for the ticking of the old clock on the wall. Outside, the morning sun filtered through lace curtains, tracing golden shapes on the hardwood floor. Evelyn Porter, 72, stood in the middle of her small living room, surrounded by boxes that told the story of her life, some half open, others untouched for years. In that moment, she wasn't just looking at clutter. She was looking at memories. Every faded photo, every chipped teacup, every letter tied with ribbon seemed to whisper a fragment of her past. Yet today was different. Today she had decided to let go. Evelyn had lived in that house for 42 years. She raised 2 sons there, lost her husband there, and planted tulips along the fence every spring, just as he used to love. But lately the walls seemed to close in. The cozy home that once carried laughter now carried weight. Not physical weight, but emotional. The weight of decades of, maybe someday I'll use this again. And she realized something that many seniors in America quietly come to feel. When you live surrounded by the past, it becomes harder to breathe in the present. She first got the idea of decluttering after watching a short video online. A story about a woman her age who downsized and felt, in her words, reborn. Evelyn paused the video halfway through, looked around her room, and felt a lump in her throat. Not because she wanted to copy someone, but because she recognized herself. Her things had started owning her instead of her owning them. 3 days, she whispered to herself that morning. Just 3 days to take back my peace. It might sound impossible, decluttering decades of life in just 72 hours, but Evelyn wasn't doing it for perfection. She was doing it for freedom. On the first morning, she started with the smallest space in her home, the hallway closet. It had become a cave of coats, forgotten umbrellas, and mismatched shoes. She pulled everything out, one item at a time, feeling each memory surface. Her husband's old jacket, still carrying the faint scent of aftershave, nearly made her stop. But then she remembered something she'd read in a psychology article. Holding on to possessions can sometimes become a substitute for holding on to people. Evelyn realized she wasn't keeping the jacket because she needed it. She was keeping it because she missed him. But memories, she told herself, don't live in fabric. They live in the heart. With that thought, she folded it gently, whispered thank you, and placed it in a donation box. Have you ever felt that tug between sentiment and space? Tell me in the comments if you've ever stood in front of something and felt torn between keeping it and moving on. By noon, Evelyn had cleared half the closet. She took small breaks, sipping tea, listening to birds outside. And something began to shift, not just in her home, but in her emotions. The more she let go physically, the lighter she felt mentally. Neuroscientists have actually studied this. Clutter increases cortisol, the stress hormone, especially in older adults. A disorganized space can subconsciously make your mind restless. When Evelyn began seeing the floor again, she felt her shoulders drop for the first time in weeks. The next day, she tackled the kitchen. That space, more than any other, was full of ghosts of hospitality. Plates for guests that no longer came, gadgets bought during the home shopping craze of the 90s, cookbooks with splattered pages from family dinners long gone. She smiled as she flipped through a recipe her husband had written in pencil. Evelyn's famous meatloaf, don't forget the onions. She laughed, then cried, then placed the paper in a folder labeled, Memories Worth Keeping. That was her new rule. She wouldn't discard what carried her spirit, only what carried dust. Midway through her cleaning, her neighbor, Rosa, stopped by. Rosa was in her late 60s, full of life, always with a scarf around her neck. She peered in and gasped, Evie, what on earth are you doing? This house looks like a tornado hit it. Evelyn grinned, wiping sweat from her forehead. A tornado of peace, Rosa. A tornado that's setting me free. Rosa tilted her head, half teasing, half curious. Free from what? Evelyn paused, then said something that stayed with her viewers later when this story was shared online. Free from the fear of needing what I no longer use. Free from the idea that more means security. That line hit deep for so many people watching because it's true. Many seniors hold on to things because of what psychologists call security attachment. We associate stuff with safety, especially if we've been through seasons of loss. But as Evelyn discovered, sometimes the greatest safety lies in knowing you can live with less and still have everything you truly need. By the third day, her home looked and felt entirely different. The hallway echoed softly now. Sunlight reached corners that hadn't seen light in years. Her bedroom, once crowded with furniture and old magazines, now had space for breath. That night, she sat by the window, feeling the cool air on her face, and realized something profound. Peace wasn't found in keeping, it was found in releasing. Research backs this up too. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that simplifying living environments improves mental well-being and reduces cognitive overload in older adults. When seniors declutter, they often report feeling mentally sharper and more emotionally balanced. Evelyn was living proof of that. Now, she didn't just throw everything away. She found meaning in the process. Items with emotional value were digitized. She scanned photos, labeled them carefully, and shared them with her grandchildren through a family Google Drive. They called her that weekend to thank her, saying, "Grandma, we didn't know half these stories." She smiled. What was once hidden in a dusty box was now building connection. If you've ever thought, it's too late to start, listen to this. Evelyn was 72, arthritic in one knee, and doing it mostly alone. But she turned her small effort into a movement. Her children later joined her online, sharing how her decision inspired them to simplify their own homes. That's the ripple effect of courage. It multiplies. Imagine waking up tomorrow and not tripping over boxes, not searching endlessly for something you lost, not feeling that tightness when you see clutter you don't know how to face. That's what Evelyn feels every morning now, a sense of calm. And according to behavioral science, that calmness directly improves sleep and lowers anxiety levels, which are crucial for longevity in seniors. The truth is, organization isn't about perfection. It's about permission. Permission to live lighter, freer, and more fully. Evelyn's story isn't unique because she decluttered. It's unique because she decided to do it for emotional healing, not aesthetics. There's something deeply human about how we attach memories to things. But when you realize that letting go of objects doesn't mean letting go of love, something opens inside you. And that's what Reset for Seniors is all about, reminding you that your next chapter can be lighter, simpler, and more peaceful. If you've ever felt stuck or overwhelmed by your space, try Evelyn's 3-day method. Day 1, start small. Pick one area, even just a drawer. Don't aim for speed, aim for clarity. Day 2, reflect as you sort. Ask, does this add peace to my life? If not, thank it and release it. Day 3. Celebrate the space you've reclaimed. Light a candle, open the windows, and breathe. And remember, it's okay to cry. Many seniors find decluttering emotional because each item holds a chapter. But tears are part of the release. Before Evelyn's transformation ended, she found one final box under her bed. Old letters between her and her late husband, Richard. She read them slowly, tears falling softly onto the paper. Then she smiled and said, "You'd be proud of me, Rich. I finally made space for the new." She placed the letters in a wooden keepsake box and slid it onto her shelf. Not hidden, not forgotten, but honored. That night, she called Rosa and invited her over for tea. The house felt bigger, not because it had more space, but because Evelyn finally had room to breathe. And maybe that's what freedom really looks like. Not an empty home, but a peaceful heart. So if you're watching this and thinking about your own home, your own boxes, your own "someday I'll get to it," this is your sign. Your peace matters more than your possessions. Start with one drawer. Start today. Have you ever done a big declutter? What surprised you most about it? What was the hardest thing to let go of? Share your story in the comments. Someone reading might need your encouragement right now. And if this story touched you, take a moment to like this video. It helps us reach more seniors who might be struggling with the weight of their things and their memories. Subscribe to Reset for Seniors for more real stories that remind you it's never too late to start again. Because freedom doesn't come from age. Comes from letting go.